Hey listeners, you're tuned in to the Dungeons & Dragons podcast, Rolled Out. I'm Hans Vogelai, your host and Dungeon Master.
I'm Shane Kui.
I'm Cruz Godinez.
And I'm Caitlin Kincaid.
And this is Rolled Out! Alright, this is the first episode of the series, so before we get started, let's get a quick introduction to the characters. Like I said, I'm Hans Vogelai, the Dungeon Master, which means I'll be portraying any of the non-player characters that our players will encounter, running the situation along, and just being a basic rule giver.
I'm Shane Kui. I am playing as the character named Saint Mary Jane. This is a character that was an angel brought onto the planet to help protect the plants. So essentially, I speak for the trees. I also really like the other plants that, you know...
You speak for one particular plant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what my name might entail.
All right.
My name is Cruz Godinez, and I'm playing as Cruknuk, Wisest of the Bullywogs. He's a paladin, and he's got a donkey named Jedediah.
Just for viewers or listeners who might not know what exactly a bullywog is.
A bullywog is he's about 4'11", and he is a frog person. So just think of like Frog and Toad from Adventures of Frog and Toad, and I think you can guess what he is from there.
Except decked out in like full plate mail and wielding the holy hammer and might of God, right?
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Okay. So basic Frog and Toad.
Yeah, just Frog and Toad.
Okay, cool.
That old chestnut. Yeah.
So, as I said previously, my name is Caitlin. I am playing a character named Brewigan. He is a furnace-born, which is a whatchamacallit. It's a homebrew race of things that are blessed by otherworldly creatures. So in Brewigan's case, he was an iron-cast teapot that was blessed by a goat fairy. And he doesn't like to speak, so I'm mostly going to be talking about gestures and stuff. I'm sorry, I don't have a character voice.
It's all good. Just for a little bit of clarification on Furnaceborn, they're a homebrewed race, like she said, but they're mechanical constructs that are given life by a celestial or a holy fire within them. In Brewigan's case, they're given fire by a fae, right?
Yes.
So their fire glows green, and as long as that fire burns within their mechanical body, they will stay alive forever. But the trick is keeping that fire burning. All right. Well, that's all the characters. So, let's say we head right into this campaign.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Your eyes snap open at the sound of rocks skittering down a slope. Slowly, feelings start to creep back into your limbs. The texture of old stone, the smell of stale air, and the sounds of faraway echoing. As you slowly pull yourself up off the cool ground, you see that you are not alone in this foreign space. A stout frogman you recognize as a bullywog, and presumably his donkey stands by him. A strange mechanical being that has a tea kettle for a head, and a heart of green fire blazing within it, and angel dressed out in loose clothing wearing a headband. A mysterious necklace is around your neck. You don't know where it came from, but it weighs heavy. And the space you stand on is a hexagonal pillar that rises up. You can't tell how high. No walls surround it, so you could fall off at any point into the misty depths below. The hexagonal platform is made of a strange metal that you can't recognize, and it shimmers softly. The only light is the white mist that's below the pillar. On the far side of the platform, you can make out a set of stairs that circle their way down, presumably to the ground. Would you like to make any checks or anything on the surface you're on?
Yes. So, Brewigan, he's being all, like, Legolas-like. He's kneeling down on the ground, using his two fingers to, like, check the dirt. I want to check if there's any footprints that don't match us.
All right, make a quick investigation check.
Oh, shit. I wanted it to be survival.
Well, it'll be survival if you're trying to track someone, but if you're just trying to see if, like...
There's
Okay.
footprints at all.
Yeah.
Hey, unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. All right, well, you can tell that the platform is very dusty and dirty. And the only footprints, you can see indentations of footprints that were here before, but they were here a long time ago. If you had to say, it's been years since anyone was on this platform, and the dust is very thick.
I'm gonna use my divine sense. So as a paladin, I have the ability to like know whether something is good or evil innately, and I get that taste. I get a sensory effect that's based on that. So I'm gonna use it on the necklace, and I'm just gonna bite the necklace and put it in my mouth and see what it tastes like.
All right, well, you stick the necklace in your mouth, and the sharp, metallic taste of copper is what you could taste. As a paladin, you can also sense a little bit else besides just the taste of the thing. There's a faint magical aura to it. You're not sure what exactly it does, but then the amulet is slightly magical. Also, you look closer at it, and it's a hexagonal amulet that bears 6 circles punched in it, surrounding a diamond hole in the center of it. Ooh. It tastes pretty good, though.
Wait, can I?
I keep munching on it, kind of.
Your donkey kind of looks. You might want to bite.
I have a question. Can I history check, see if I recognize the symbol?
Yeah.
Wow. Another unnatural 20, what the fuck?
Dang. All right, well, you don't recognize it from anywhere. It's totally foreign to you, this symbol of 6 circles surrounding a diamond.
Okay.
Any other checks?
I'm just gonna go up to one of them and meet them in character. How about that?
Which one you going up to? The
one that has the necklace in its mouth, or the one clawing at the ground?
You just introducing yourself?
Yeah. So hey, the name's Mary Jane. Pleasure to meet you, slimy fellow.
I put my big like frog hand around him, and I like wrap it all the way around his hand. I go,
Oh yeah.
I am Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywogs. Pleasure to meet you.
Very wise man. Pleasure.
Your hand is very, very sticky from frog saliva.
You know, I dig it. You know, this is part of nature. I'm being a druid and all. You know, just gotta dig that sort of thing. Hey, Mary Jane, nice to meet you. What's yours? Was that pseudo-metal, or what are you?
I'm Brewigan. Once again, Brewigan is like a few words.
Got any sort of introduction for you? Is metal?
Well, I'm here and I don't know why.
I think that's all right.
You're a little distrustful of Brewigan, being made of metal and all, and you being a person of the woods. Yeah, exactly. It might take you a little while to get used to them.
Just wait until a goat comes in.
So I have a lot of stuff that I have given Jedediah to hold on to for me.
Oh no, how much stuff's on him?
So he's gonna. On him, I have 100 feet of rope.
All right.
I'm gonna use that rope, and I'm just gonna kind of let it down over the side to see if it
gauge how tall the pillar is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, from that you figure out the pillar's about 50 feet tall.
All right.
Do you tell the others you're finding, or are you just kind of lowering a rope over the edge?
No, I just lower the rope over the edge and I pull it back up.
All right.
This is a DM question. Can I put for further use advantage with goats? This is based on my backstory.
All right,
goat
fine.
fairy.
You have advantage on animal handling checks only against goats.
What? Wait, I have a +6 animal handling. Do I get extra advantage?
What? No, you've already got advantage. Well, you've got a +6 and you get a roll twice.
That's a proficiency. Oh, so I get advantage on checks with goats.
Yeah, you get advantage on animal handling against goats. All right. Is there anything else you're doing, or are you guys heading to the stairs on the side of the platform?
I think we head down.
I'll do that, but with my big old staff, I'm my quarter staff. I'll be a little cautious. Find any pressure plates if I do. Just kind of.
All right. I guess make a quick investigation check as you search the stairs for any kind of traps that might be on it.
All right.
That's a corner.
That's a corner dice. Reroll that.
All right. So I rolled an 18, but I have +2 to that, so that's an unnatural 20.
All right. Wow. Well, you're very thoroughly searching these stairs. Like, you spend a good 30 seconds tapping like every single part of these stairs. You hold up both people following you down, but you don't find any traps.
Oh, all right.
You guys might be a little bit fed up with
I put
that.
my hands to my head and I go, Cruknuk, Wisest of the Bullywogs, would know if there were traps. If they were meant to trap us, we would be dead.
So Brewigan takes like kind of a deep breath. Steam comes out of his little spout. Can I ready my longbow? So I have. If I ready my weapon now, if we end up entering battle, does it?
No, it's a free action to draw a weapon during combat anyways, but you can look cool as you go down these stairs, like 30 seconds at a time with your longbow at the ready.
I like to think that Brewigan, so in interviews about Lord of the Rings with Orlando Bloom, he's kind of like, whenever I wasn't doing anything, I'd be in the background kind of just glaring at things. That's what Brewigan's doing.
All right, well, you glare at things with your longbow drawn the best you can, as a teapot doesn't really have eyes, so it's kind of just your spout glaring at things. But roll a glare check. See how well your glare is. Real
Is
fast.
this charisma? Wait, I have +0 charisma anyway. I 10.
A 10? All right, if someone was really looking really hard at the spout of your tea kettle, they might feel a slight glare, like something was looking at them. Maybe.
Intimidated, yeah? Just a little pressure.
It's an intimidating tea kettle. Anyways, you guys make it down about 50 feet worth of stairs, going very slowly the whole time. You descend down these stairs. They're made of smooth metal, and you descend into this white mist as you go along. It slightly obscures your vision as you descend down lower, and you can't see any of your surroundings, just the side of this pillar that you were once at the top of. Before long, though, your feet touch dirt on the ground, and the mist kind of thins out.
I go, that staircase was about 50 feet tall.
Only the wisest of Bullywogs would have known this.
That's so wise, dude. Wow, I'm like totally impressed.
Brewigan nods in your general direction.
As you take your last steps off the stairs, you see before you a massive, never-ending field of junk. The mist thins as you look at rusted blades, broken furniture, decayed wood, and all manner of broken clutter surrounding you and the tower. It goes on for forever, it seems. A single path carves its way from the bottom of the stairs onward through the junk piles to some unknown destination. It's almost like the path is there and there's like this 10-foot-high canyon wall of junk surrounding it. So the junk's up really high. It's like 10 feet high. As you stand there, though, you hear something in the junk, something rattling. And as you look around nervously, 3 skeletons push their way up through the junk pile. They stand there menacingly before screeching at you, drawing their weapons
Lucky
and
number
rushing.
3.
All right, everybody roll for initiative as these bony undead rise to attack.
16.
17.
All right, keep track of your initiatives for just a sec while I write them down. 17 was Brewigan.
Yeah.
16 was Cruknuk.
Cruknuk.
And what did you get, Mary Jane?
Mary Jane got a good old 18.
Got a good old 18.
Yo.
Dang.
Ordinary 18.
All right, our initiative so far is looking like Mary Jane, Brewigan, Cruknuk, and Skeletons. Actually worked out really well with 18, 17, 16, 15. I don't see that very often with initiatives. All right, Mary Jane, somehow your otherworldly senses alerted you to the presence of the skeletons a little bit faster. It might have been that blunt you smoked earlier. Who knows? Might have set you on edge. But either way, you're first to
who said it was a blunt? You know, this is, I don't condone any of this, but you know.
All right, so the skeletons...
Are you sure about that?
There are 3 skeletons. The one on your left is standing on top of the junk pile, so he's about 10 feet higher above you on top of the left side of the junk, about 25 feet away. There's another one to the right, 25 feet away on the right side of the junk. And then there's also another one about 50 feet away on top of the junk pile who has a bow and arrow. With your movement speed, you could get to the 2 skeletons who are wielding melee weapons that are the closest to you, but you probably couldn't get to the archer unless you
Jump
ran.
on me. I'm gonna long jump and hit that archer.
Oh my god. Are you that kind of level of trust where you could just jump on this random bullywog who's really sticky,
I know, what's your
really
strength?
gross?
You know,
What?
my first impressions are like, he's pretty wise, but you know.
I was gonna say, what's his strength? Because what if I get on his shoulders while he jumps and longbows him from up top?
Cruknuk strength, what is your strength?
I am the strongest and wisest of the Bullywogs with 14 strength.
I don't think that's enough.
What's your weight, Brewigan?
Heavy in all caps.
All right, well, I'd say that's a pretty hard strength check for this small little
if it helps,
bullywog.
I've written everything in all caps on this character sheet.
You're really heavy. You're literally just made of metal, and you're also on fire.
Cruknuk is shorter than I thought he was.
How short is Cruknuk?
3'1".
3'1". What? Okay, trying to hold
Wow,
Brewigan
that's a
is.
lot different from
is-
4'11".
That's a big difference.
You might not be the tallest of the Bullywogs, but height never measures wisdom. Well, anyways, it is Mary Jane's turn, so what do you want to do?
You know, actually, I think I'd argue that it inversely proportionally means wisdom. You know, Yoda, he's short, very wise.
That's fair.
So, all right, let's look through my amazing spell book. So you said they're 25 feet away, but also 10 feet high.
10 feet up. They're on top of the two piles of junk that are
Godzilla
like
is
canyon
wise
walls.
and eternal motherly wisdom.
There's no Godzilla in this mix.
There's no Yoda either.
I guess that's right.
All right, so I mean, you know what? Let's go ham. I'm gonna cast jump on this frog.
All right.
You know, makes sense in my head.
So jump has a range of touch, or you just kind of patting them on the back, or you just like...
Get in there, go.
Get in there. Like just, you can fly now.
Cruknuk, flyest of the Bullywogs.
Flies. What kind of shoes you wearing?
I got them J's.
All right, I'm just checking on the casting time for jump real fast, whether it's a whether that it will take up. Yeah, so that is your full action.
My
so you
full
just,
action. All right, fair enough.
All right, you just like get in there, man.
Slap him some feet power. You know? And I'm gonna go to the. You say okay? So you said there's two skeletons 25 feet away.
Yeah.
Are they in similar direction or opposites?
So the pathway that you guys are on carves its way through like this canyon of junk, right? Mm-hmm. And there's one skeleton on the left side of the canyon, and there's one on top of the right side of the canyon.
All right.
There's also the archer that's on the left side too.
Side. Okay, so I'll climb up on the left side.
All right. Are you going to try to climb just being nimble and jumping on everything, or are you just going to claw your way up this pile of junk through pure strength?
Let's be good old Jack. Take a lesson from good old Jack. Be nimble and quick.
Jump over that candlestick and all kinds of other assorted tetanus-covered junk along the way.
Oh yeah,
The wisest of the weapons.
Oh, I rolled a 4. That's barely a 6.
What's your acrobatics bonus? Is
+2.
+2. All right, so a 6. You managed to make your way up. It is not pretty at all, but making your way up is your full movement action. So you're up on the left side of the canyon, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so you're on the left. Just keeping track of that.
Shane, I have a quick non-battle related question. What's your druid circle?
My druid circle.
We haven't gotten to that yet. You guys are level 1, so you haven't chosen your subclasses.
Oh, that's
or
level 2,
magic
isn't it?
users. Yeah.
Okay, I am so sorry.
You might be able to influence later, though. All right, Brewigan, you're up next.
Okay, so my longbow is ready. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, because I had that foresight, you know.
Wow.
That foresight of looking cool as you slowly make your way downstairs.
Hell yeah. So wait, how close are we in vicinity to those skeletons again?
The ones with melee weapons are 25 feet away, but they're 10 foot up in the air. The one with a bow and arrow is about 50 feet away.
I'm shooting the one with the bow and arrow.
All right, you ready an arrow into your bow, pull the string backward, and let it fly.
No!
What'd you roll?
A critical fail?
Oh no, a 1.
Those 20s gotta run out sometime.
I know! 3 unnatural 20s in a row! Oh,
goodness.
well, it wasn't. The third one wasn't mine.
Anyways, you pull that bowstring back as far as you can, and you pull it back too far. It just snaps.
Oh.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
Your bow is temporarily broken, and the arrow doesn't really do anything.
Wait, my bow is broken?
Yeah, you snapped the string as you pulled it back too far. You were just too eager to look cool.
Do I have a bonus action, or can I use mending on the same turn?
No, mending.
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip, but you'll have to use a full action to mend the bow. Mending as a cantrip can repair one break or tear in an item or clothing, but it'll take a full action to do that.
I don't like that.
You still got your move, though, if you want to try to move closer to any of the skeletons.
Is it still a free action to change my weapons?
Yeah.
I'm going to put my longbow away, sadly. And I'm going to take out my lance.
All right. So you put your longbow away and you draw out your mighty lance. So remember, the lance is a special weapon. Unlike other melee weapons that have a range of 5 feet, the lance has you can attack at a range of 5 feet, but you have disadvantage if you attack that close. If you're 10 feet away, though, you're at proper jabbing distance. So keep a little bit of distance between you and your target.
And the other skeletons are at like 25 feet from us, yeah?
25 feet away, but about 10 feet up, because they're on top of the canyon walls, the junk canyon walls.
So if I get within 5 feet of them, I'm technically still 10 feet away from them?
Yeah, because you could just jab upwards at them. You might have disadvantage, though, because because they have the high ground.
If I roll a 20, do I shove it up their asses?
We'll just have to see when you roll that 20.
Bones, they don't have asses. They have pelvic.
Well,
pelvic bowls.
There's still a hole in that general area.
Yeah.
So.
While Brewigan ruminates over how cool it would be to jab up the butt of a skeleton, Cruknuk takes his turn.
So I'm gonna long jump. Not take the action long jump because I have the jump on me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leap onto that bow and arrow skeleton.
He's 50 feet away. Bullywogs have a normal jump, a standing jump, which is just straight up of 10 feet, and a sideways jump of
15.
about 20 feet. But the spell jump triples your jumping distance. So, with a mighty leap, Cruknuk flies 60 feet forward, barreling with a mighty war cry towards the very, very surprised skeleton who just rose out of this junk to see this sticky frog just come shooting through the air. Do you want to make a quick acrobatics check to see if you can use the momentum from your jump in your weapon attack?
Yeah, sure.
I will warn you, if you roll badly, it could
end badly.
It could end badly for your weapon attack and for you. But if you roll well, it could mean advantage.
I got 7 plus acrobatics, so 11.
11? It doesn't really help, and it doesn't really hinder you at all. You just look kind of cool as you spiral through the air towards the skeleton. All right. You pretty much land on top of the junk pile 50 feet away. The skeleton archer's standing there, and even though he doesn't have eyeballs, you can see that he's shocked.
I'm going to try and grapple him. I'm just going to try and,
Oh, that's right. You took the feat grappler, which just makes you super good at just grabbing onto people and slugging them in the face. All right. Try to grapple the skeleton. He will make a contesting strength check.
I imagine as you were flying through the air, slime was just flying back behind you.
It most definitely was. There's a gross splatter of slime on the trail. What'd you roll?
An 8.
An 8. Unfortunately, the skeleton got a total of 17. Woo. So he easily bats away your attempt to grapple him.
He's
like, get that shit out of here.
Startled,
Maybe it was because he's so startled that he just slapped your hands away so fast.
It's like this, whoa, hey, no.
He ain't letting you get a hold of him.
In that case, I'm going to draw my war hammer out.
All right. He's scared.
If we ever get to a blacksmith, you should get some brass knuckles. Some gross, slimy brass knuckles.
Ew. All right. Now that you guys have taken your turn, it's the skeleton's turn.
Boo.
All right.
Cruknuk fears no skeleton.
The guy
they have
on
no muscle.
They don't have any muscles, but the necrotic energy that holds them together kind of substitutes for it. Mary Jane, the one on the left side of the canyon, I'm going to call him Patella, draws its rusty short sword and comes up towards you. He raises it in the air before Patella swings it down at you.
Jeez.
Ouch.
What's your armor class? 12? All right, so the short sword has a weapon attack of +4, and I rolled a 6. So,
Wow.
you just barely managed to scramble your way up this junk pile, and you're still so unsteady from that you just end up dodging his sword strike.
Just a
It's
nice
pretty good.
accidental
Just a
dodge.
nice accidental dodge. All right, the other skeleton on the right side of the canyon, I'm going to name him Tibula, or Tibby for short.
Tibby! Wait, because they have names, can we befriend them?
No.
Well, that sucks.
I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't try, but probably not.
Do skeletons speak common?
No, they don't have vocal cords. They can understand languages that they knew in past lives.
Yeah,
but
I guess it would be more like Morse code. You know,
Yeah.
kind of clank their jaws.
anyways, Tibby rushes down the right side of the canyon and runs up to you, Brewigan. Short sword at the ready. Let's see how he does it running down the side of the canyon, since the junk is very loose. An acrobatics check of 4.
Yikes.
Gosh.
Oof. And dexterity +2, so that's a total of 6. It's still not enough. He stumbles his way down, ends up tripping, and he's a mess when he gets to you. He has disadvantage on his attack roll.
Hell
So
yeah.
his 2 rolls are a 9 and a 17.
He's
So
automatically failed.
lucky for you, the 9 does nothing against your hard metal surface.
Wait, I have a question. If he did get a 17, my armor class is 17, and defenders win on ties, right?
Yep, defenders will win on a tie.
Alright.
But yeah, his short sword just bounces off your hard frame. Furnaceborn, because they are made of metal, have a natural armor class of 17.
Wow.
But they can't wear any more armor because
Oh.
they're made of
Cast
metal.
iron, bitch.
All right, and the last skeleton, the archer, moves his speed away from you, Cruz. So you will get an opportunity to attack as he backpedals away from this flying frog that just came at him.
I say, only cowards fear Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywogs.
Wait.
Be cleansed, and I try and whack him.
What'd you roll?
With my Warhammer +4, I got 13.
A 13. The skeletons have an armor class of 13, so the skeleton just barely manages to dodge aside from it. It clips him just a little bit, but not enough to deal any damage. He backpedals away from you, and as he does, he draws an arrow, aims it at you, and lets it fly from about 15 feet away. The arrow flies forward. What's your armor class?
13?
13, but for you, I rolled a 5, and it's a +4 to hit, so a 9. Nah, it flies wide. He's still just totally stunned that this thing flew off that way. He might have been aiming that way in case you just jumped that way for no reason. All right, and with that, we bring it back to Mary Jane.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm right up and close with this skelly fool.
Yeah. He's swinging at you, and you're ready to swing at him.
So, as I know, a quarterstaff is blunt damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
So, I've heard around these parts, skeletons don't take kindly to that sort of damage.
No, they do not. They're very brittle creatures.
Oh, wonderful.
Dude, really?
So I'm about to smack that skull open. Let's
All right,
go.
let's do it.
Oh,
Give him a good old skull cracker.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. Oh, man. Mary Jane.
Let's go!
You accidentally dodged that attack, and you used that momentum from that to just spin your quarterstaff around a bunch of times and just cloth the skeleton upside the head with a nice uppercut as you spin around beautifully on this pile of junk.
That's
it looks
wonderful.
epic. It's everything Brewigan wanted to be.
Brewigan doesn't. His character trait isn't that he wants to look cool. I want him to look cool.
It's everything Caitlin wanted Brewigan to be.
There you go.
Yeah. I think that's just as important.
All right, so a critical hit means you will roll your damage dice 2 times.
Wonderful. And I'll roll a d8 because I'm holding it with 2 hands.
Oh, nice.
So that is 6 damage total.
6 damage total?
I rolled a 2. Not the best roll.
All right, so...
Or, no, that would be...
Wait,
4.
you only rolled the dice once, though.
Oh,
A
right.
critical hit lets
Yeah.
you re-roll the damage dice, or roll it twice and add both results.
Oh, right.
So you got a 6, and because it's a critical hit,
Oh, jeez. That's 7, so it's plus 2 is 9. So
9? All right. Since skeletons are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, it takes double that. So 18 damage to Patella. You smack his head clean off. It just goes flying through the junk pile and lands with a clatter away. The rest of his bones just collapse. Patella is no more.
Rip. Wait, what's the name of the one with the bow?
Archer.
Archer. That's lame.
Hey, listen,
He should be femur.
He'll be fearmer because he's afraid.
Wow.
He better be.
You give a quick flourish with your quarterstaff and slam it down into the junk next to you. Feels good to whack a skeleton's head clean off.
Brewigan's little spout whistles.
Do you wanna move anymore?
Yeah, sure. Let's. I'm gonna book it towards good old Fearmer.
All right, so you move. What's your movement speed?
30.
30 feet. You move 15 feet. Okay, so yeah, you make it. Do you want to move all the way? You don't quite make it to him. You're up to where like Cruz is,
Okay.
or where Cruknuk is. You rush up to where the Bullywog is standing there and get your quarterstaff at the ready. You're ready to fight like brothers.
Okay. Oh, sweet.
And with that, it's Brewigan's turn.
Hell yeah. So I have my lance out now. He's 25. Tibby is 25 feet away, right?
No, Tibby, remember, Tibby came rushing down the pile of junk and tried to attack you, so they're 5 feet away from you.
Okay, so I move away 5 feet.
You will engage an opportunity attack if you do that.
Really?
Yes.
That's lame. Because
You could probably tank it, though. What do you? What's this flare out motion from the
Don't you have,
chest?
like, a furnace fire thing?
Well, yeah, but that's a Furnaceborn's racial ability. Furnaceborns can basically send their furnace at the core of them into an overdrive mode, heating it up to like temperatures unheard of, and also giving them combat prowess. But at the end of it, they suffer a level of exhaustion. And for Furnaceborn, exhaustion measures how hot the fire burns. If your exhaustion level reaches 5, like a regular character, you will die because your fire goes out. So every time a Furnaceborn uses their overcharge ability, they burn a lot more fuel, and the fire goes out a little bit.
I'm cool. This is episode 1. I'm just going to take the opportunity attack.
All right, you back up with your lance. Good old Tibby takes its opportunity attack and tries to make up for its bad attack earlier. It rolls a... Oh, wait, that was a drop dice, so it doesn't count. It was an 11, but its actual roll is a 5. So it glances off of you with no harmful side effects to you at all.
Hell yeah. So I use my lance.
All right, you jab forward with your lance as hard as you can, giving a little whistle as you do.
Oh! A natural 20!
My God, the dice are in your favor today. The lance jabs out as hard as you possibly can. Your furnace flares as you do so, giving extra power to that.
So it's 2d12s now, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, geez, I forgot how much
yeah.
lances deal a lot of damage. So let's see it.
Please be good to me. A 9 and a 2 plus 13.
13 damage?
Yes.
Nice.
Tibby shatters. You
No.
punch. You stab it in the crotch area. So you basically just punch out its entire. What do you call that? Pelvic. Yeah, you just punch out the entire pelvic bone, and he just crumples without that support.
Cool. Can I take a skull?
Yeah, that'll be a free action. You walk up to the skull of Tibby, take it, and put it in your bag.
Sweet.
You now have Tibby's skull. You have to write down Tibby, though.
Tibby's.
It can't just be a skeleton skull.
Well, of course.
Tibby
he
had a
has
life
name.
before this. Tibby had a family.
He's my friend.
Family that we're unapologetically slaughtering right now.
Brewigan thinks to himself, wow, Tibby kind of reminds me of my home. And then he uses the rest of his movement to try and get up to Cruknuk and them.
All right, you make it about halfway there. Halfway, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oi.
All right, to where Cruknuk and them are, not to where the skeleton is, because the skeleton moved a little bit ways away so that you could shoot
Is
Cruknuk.
Tibby I-E or Y?
Tibby is just a Y at the end.
I.
All right, Cruknuk, you're up.
So I'm going to jump forward again, and I'm going to try and grapple him.
Are you jumping forward the full, 60 feet?
It's 20. He's only 15 feet away.
I know, but like...
No, I'm jumping
still
forward.
Full force?
No,
not full force.
no, I'm just going to jump onto him.
All right, make a quick acrobatics check, because I'm just going to say, you've never had the effects of a jump spell on you, so it's whether or not you can control it or not.
Who says
A
what
2.
Cruknuk has experienced?
It's a
Oh,
6.
that's a 6 total?
Yeah.
You're still not used to just having magical jump powers, and you just propel yourself forward. Make a quick dexterity saving throw to see if you can
Still land on him?
still land on him, yeah.
13 plus... I guess it's plus dex, right?
Yeah, plus
15.
dex. 15 total? All right, yeah. You still managed to, like, connect that, and it's a pretty good roll, so I'll give you not advantage on this roll to hit with the grapple, but you'll get a +2 to your roll.
All right.
So you fly through the air, not quite at full force, but you still, like, try to grapple onto him. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 2, which is plus strength is another 2. So plus your 2 is 4.
So a total of
6.
Let's see how Fearmer does.
Gamer critically failed.
He got an 11. So Fearmer sees you jump. He sees that you're like unsteady and not used to it. He just kind of sidesteps, and you end up like crashing into the junk behind him about like 15 feet away.
And get instant tetanus.
Do we roll for tetanus?
Tetanus roll.
All right, hold on. Let me roll a percentage to see if you land on anything sharp. There's a 51% chance that you do, and I rolled a 97%. So you're good. You're safe. Usually when I roll,
Cruknuk can know when there's tetanus about.
usually when I do percentage, I'll roll 2 d10s. Take that number. So my first roll was a 51, and then I'll roll a second time. And if my second roll is under the first number, then whatever happened, or whatever could happen will happen. But if it's over, it doesn't. So I rolled a 91, which is over. So that's why Cruknuk doesn't have tetanus now. It might have also been because he got his immunity shots, but we might not know. Get your immunity shots, kids. All right.
Can I do a quick search to see if I can find a broken sword among...
No, that'd be a full action.
Gotcha.
And with that, it's Fearmer's turn. Fearmer, he's not too concerned about you, Cruknuk, because you just went flying behind him. He's more concerned about Mary Jane, who just one-shotted his friend, just like freaking destroyed him. He's probably also scared about Brewigan, who's making like this march down the center of the canyon.
Also one-shotted his other
Lance like glancing in the dim light. Anyways, he knocks an arrow and aims it at you, Mary Jane.
All right.
And he lets it fly. It's a 15 with his attack bonus is +4, so it's a total of 19.
Oh, he major got me.
Okay, the arrow flies forward and nails you right in the shoulder. It deals 2 plus 2 damage, so you're dealt 4 damage from the arrow.
All right.
Bitch damage.
Geez, bitch damage.
Is it actually bitch damage? What's your health at now?
That's like about a third of my health.
Okay, so you could take a few more shots like that. You're not quite at Boromir's level yet, but you know. All right. With that, the skeleton, he's not going to move any because he's kind of surrounded. So he's just going to keep his bow and arrow at the ready and nervously glance around, trying to dodge the best that he can. It's your turn, Mary Jane.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna take it like a bitch. He's getting what his dues paid for. So how close am I? Can I get to him?
Yeah, you can get to him. He's
movement?
only like 15 feet away from you.
All right, I'm gonna square up right in front of his face, and then poison spray.
You're going to poison spray?
Yes.
All right. You get up right in front of his face, and you blow him a little kiss. Except the kiss is actually you taking a big hit on your bong, that's your spellcasting implement, right? Yeah. Okay. You take a big hit on your bong and just exhale this cloud of poison mist onto the skeleton. You've done this before, and you know that most creatures will go into a coughing fit and take some damage. The skeleton just kind of stands there blankly.
He doesn't have lungs.
Doesn't have lungs, and skeletons are immune to poison damage. So you got a good hit in on your bong, though. You're feeling pretty good about that.
All right. Okay.
But he just the skeleton just stares blankly at you.
You know what? Fair enough. Can't get poison if you know.
That 4 damage was a little too disorienting.
All right. So, are you going to move at all, or is that your turn? If you move, you will take an opportunity attack.
I mean, like, I already moved to get to him, right?
Okay, well, yeah, but you only use, like, you could move a little ways away still, I think. You got a speed of 30 feet, you only moved, okay, you stay there. Brewigan, you're up.
Okay, I move up to within 10 feet of Firmer.
All right, so you're walking along the path, and you get to, like, you get to where he is, where Firmer is, about 10 feet above you at the top of the canyon. You take your lance and you jab it upwards at him, right?
Yes, I do.
All right. You will have disadvantage because he has the high ground.
Wow, that sucks.
Well, see if you can hit.
Please.
It's pre-crawl.
Your first roll is
9 plus 4, so it's still a 13.
13,
But-
and your second roll. So if it's not a 1.
A 16.
All right.
So
well,
does 13 hit?
13 is unfortunately Firmer's armor class.
Ooh.
Firmer just barely manages to like widen his stance. Sorry, blanked out there for a second. He widens his stance enough so that your lance passes narrowly through where his crotch was moments before. After Brewigan is Cruknuk.
I'm gonna jump back the other way at him.
All right, you pick yourself up out of the pile of junk. You're mad now. You give an angry croak. All right, you jumping at him again?
Yeah, I go, ah!
Make another acrobatics check to see if you're used to that magic jump now.
13.
All right, you're good. You're good. You haven't mastered it, but you know not to put as much force into it now. All right, you jump forward trying to grapple onto the skeleton.
All right.
Are you going to try to use your momentum to gain advantage or anything?
Can I?
Yeah. That's another acrobatics check. Your first one was just to
Okay.
see if you could control it. This one's to see if you can, like...
Yeah, I think this
Hone
time
it.
I'm tackling him.
All right, you're just going for a full football tackle.
6.
A 6.
10.
It won't give you an advantage or anything like that. So now comes your attack roll.
These dice are not.
Make a strength check
Like a
against
truck
contested
today.
by the skeleton strength check. Skeleton rolled an 18. You roll a nat 20. You take him.
Cruknuk is tired of this.
You leap forward with a mighty ribbit. Not only do you tackle him, you pin him straight to the ground.
Damn.
He's on the ground. He's waving around his arms. He's clattering. He's slimy.
I put my tongue on his head. Like, I just...
Oh, he's really smart. Dang, you're just adding insult to injury. All right, so that is your turn. It's now the skeleton's turn. They're pinned, so they have disadvantage trying to get up.
Oh, jeez.
But, so their roll is, Firmer rolls an 11 and a 16, so an 11 because of their disadvantage plus strength, so just an 11.
It's a 10.
All right. Firmer manages to, you licking him just blew him off the edge. He rolls you off of him, and then he basically shoves you off of him, and then he gets himself back up. That is his full action, though. Okay, so this is right in front of Mary Jane, too.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, you just saw, like, Cruknuk tackle this skeleton directly in front of you, just, like, give him a big old lick. Some of it, like, splashes onto your legs.
Gross, delete that.
Then the skeleton rolls Cruknuk off, gets up, stares you in the face, and moves backwards. He's trying to get away from you guys. He's scared of you. You do get an opportunity attack. Cruknuk, I'll let you make one with disadvantage just because you pinned him, so you were on the ground, and when he rolled you off, you're on the ground still, but you can take a swipe at his legs as he runs away.
All right.
So, first up, Mary Jane, though. You just got full opportunity attack.
Yeah,
You can try to
let's
clock
smack
him.
Oh, on 21.
Dang. All right. Well, you clock him. See what that damage is as he like turns around. You just give a good old baseball bat swing straight at him.
All right. So for damage,
You're two-handing your quarterstaff, right?
that's right.
So you get
And
that
it's bludgeoning.
D8, and it
it's
is bludgeoning.
So that is 6.
6. All right.
12 total.
Skeleton takes 12 damage. You knock out like half of its face, more than half of it. Like its jaw is off. One side of its skull is missing. It's literally just like an eye socket connected to the
nice.
spine, pretty
Aw,
much.
so sad.
Firmer is very much afraid. And let's see your opportunity attack, Cruknuk, with disadvantage.
18.
18 with disadvantage. All right, you hit. Make a D4 as you just try to swat at him real fast with your. Actually, wait, no. your webbed hands. Punches are unarmed attacks, so they usually count as 1 damage unless you're a monk or you have claws or something.
Gotcha.
Fortunately for you, they are bludgeoning, and also the skeleton Firmer had 1 health left.
Oh,
so you just punch its leg out, and it crumbles to the ground.
I go,
dead.
you see Cruknuk, strongest and wisest of the Bullywogs, slaughterer of skeletons.
All right.
all it takes is 1 punch. Wow.
Brewigan,
I'm so impressed, man.
Brewigan looks in Cruknuk's direction and nods and says under his breath, "Very wise."
Does Brewigan's voice kind of just resemble like steam whistling? Is it like very wise?
No, I like to think it's like metal resoundy echoey kind of deal, but it's deep.
Okay.
But I don't have a deep voice, so I'm not going to try and emulate that.
All right.
Like a big.
You guys have beat the encounter. For this campaign, I'm not going to be doing experience. We're going to be going by a milestone system. So I'll just pretty much, you'll level up when the campaign calls for it, when you've completed enough encounters and gotten far enough.
Okay.
Cool.
So you don't gain experience from the encounter, but you feel you've learned something, and you might be 1 step closer to unlocking your full potential. You can loot bodies now if you really want to.
I already took his skull.
Yeah. One thing you do notice, now that you're not fighting the skeletons, is they have the same amulet that you do. The golden hexagonal amulet with the 6 holes and the diamond circle in the middle.
Do they have anything on the necklace, on the little sockets there?
There's nothing in the socket. They aren't sockets, they're just holes drilled straight through the copper.
Gotcha.
Or, wait, did I say it was copper?
Yeah.
Yeah, copper.
Wait, is Tibby's skull still conscious, or is it just a
No,
token
it's dead.
now?
It's just a token.
Oh.
Maybe you could find a necromancer to reanimate it, but I doubt you'll find Tibby's soul.
Well, I'd like to perception check how far this junk verse goes, and also, like, so we went downstairs and we ended up in this junk verse. Are we in a room? Is there a ceiling, or?
Make a perception check real fast.
Wow, can't even see the fucking ceiling.
Like I said, there's mist that
Oh, yes,
surrounds
yes,
you guys,
yes.
so it obscures your vision. It kind of thinned out enough for you to see the skeleton.
18 plus 6.
18 plus 6? All right. You gaze out through your tea kettle spout, and you can see you can barely make out a roof somewhere above you. You're in a huge chamber is what you can see. Just this massive chamber containing this pillar and just junk. You also kind of see some junk that just like falls from the ceiling farther away.
Is
into,
there a
like,
hole?
Not as far as you can see. It's like little flashes of light, and then junk will start to fall.
Does my 18 plus 6 show me any exits other than the one that we came from?
No, because a lot of what you can see is obscured by the 10-foot high canyon that's right next to you.
Wow, rip.
Rip it. I'm gonna. Cruknuk seeks a rusted sword.
All right, roll a perception check as you sift through this junk to find any kind of rusty blade.
Let it be so, man.
15. Yeah, 15.
15, no perception bonus?
No.
All right, well, you sift through and you find a very, very rusted sword. It's exactly what you were looking for. This thing, it's scary to even touch it by the hilt. It could probably hold up 1 hit before it just crumbles to dust, probably inside the victim's body.
You say, tetanus is the wisest of weapons. I clench it tightly.
All right, you now have 1 tetanus sword.
The tetanus sword.
Wait, I have a question. Is jump still on Cruknuk?
Jump lasts for 1 minute, so while you guys were searching, it's probably worn off by now.
Rip. I was gonna say maybe you could jump and see from up the 10 feet or the canyon.
That might not be the best idea,
We're on
because
the
if he
canyon
jumps straight up 60 feet into the air, he doesn't really have
just
a way
the
to
knees.
stop himself from falling, and he'll take damage from that.
I see. Okay, never mind.
Onto a canyon
Wait,
of
you can
rusted
jump
weapons.
20 feet anyway. I'm
can do that.
stupid.
Will I take damage from that?
From 20 feet?
Oh, if you do it from the bottom of the canyon to the top.
No, you wouldn't take damage from 20 feet. You've got a little bit of a better landing than most humans. Most humanoids will start to take damage after 20 feet of falling. You'll start to take damage after 30 feet of falling.
Okay.
And besides, if you jump from the bottom of the canyon, and then you land on top of it, you only really fell like 10 feet.
Yeah. Brewigan is thinking all of this while this is happening, and he says, "Good knees."
There's some gears churning. The fire's kind of like roaring a little bit.
With my wisdom, I know what good knees means. And I jump up and I see if I can see anything.
All right. So you jump up just your regular bullywog height, 20 feet in the air. As you jump up, you kind of go deeper into the mist that's above you, and it just really obscures your vision. You can try to make a perception check still, though.
15.
All right. You see about what Brewigan saw. That you're in a massive chamber, and that small little like points of light appear farther away, and then junk falls down from them.
Oh shit!
You can also what?
Does my 18 plus 6 tell me if those are portals?
No.
Rip.
You do see, however, something that Brewigan couldn't see because they were on the ground. When you jump up, you can see 2 points of light that appear to be at the end of this winding trail through the junk. Mm-hmm. They're sputtering like torches. They're at at a wall.
So I land, and when I land, I just go, "Jebediah, to me!" and I start marching forward.
All right, your donkey slowly plods from the pillar where it's been standing this whole time. It's kind of crunching on some like really rotten wood.
So Brewigan sees that we're traveling, and so his background I put as far traveler, so he gets an instrument and a game board from his hometown. So he pulls out his lute and he strums a little.
Do you tell them where your hometown is? Probably not.
No, I'm just playing. We're traveling. This is traveling music.
All right,
makes sense.
well, it's make a traveling music check.
Do I get home advantage?
What'd you roll? It's just
A 10.
A 10? It's decent. Yeah. You guys have heard better, but you've certainly heard worse.
I go, Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywogs, knows only to pull out an instrument if you know how to play it.
I'm not a bard.
But also, Cruknuk, you've heard some pretty bad croaking in the Bullywog towns where you've been. There's been some, like, croaking poetry sessions that go on there, and they just drone on for hours.
Bullywog poetry?
It's often to do with flies, swamps, jumping, and, yeah, good old country songs mostly.
Deep, man.
Is it like slam poetry?
No, it's not near as good.
No,
I'm the slimiest.
It's slime poetry.
So,
All right, so you guys... Oh, what was that?
Valid.
Do you guys continue on through this canyon of junk?
Well, yeah, Cruknuk's not gonna wait for us.
Cruknuk waits for no man.
Don't want to lose our wisest member, right?
Yeah, man. All right. You walk down the winding path through the piles of junk for about 10 minutes before coming to stop at a great wall. It rises up, out of sight, and seems to enclose the entire junkyard. 2 torches sputter on either side of an ancient door. The door, though, is more akin to a great slab of stone. There's no hinges on it, no handle, or anything to tell about how it would open.
Can I do first an Arcana check and then a History check? And I'm also going to put away my loot for safekeeping.
All right. I assume you put away the loot first and then check the door.
Yes.
Okay. Make a quick Arcana check on the door. You walk towards it, trying to sense any kind of magic coming off its great surface.
16.
16? It's definitely magical.
Okay. History?
All right. See if you can recall anything about great slab doors and any kind of historical.
Man, I really should have taken those 2 as skills. Also a 16.
Also a 16? All right. You know that often great fortresses, either dwarven or even some mages, sometimes have doors that are just great slabs of stone that are opened by inscribing the proper runes upon their surface. Other than that, they're near impossible to open, as they are just solid slabs of stone, and breaking through them is hard. As you kind of do that, and you look at the door, you hear a little bit of laughter coming from the junk pile to your left. Heh heh! Looking to get through to the other side, Cardinals? You quickly turn to see a strange creature perched on top of the pile of junk to your left. A single green eye stares unblinking from a cocked head on top of its lanky, bony form. Its black, leathery skin glistens in the torchlight. I might be persuaded to open it for you, if you're willing to tell me some information. The creature is a Nothic, a strange creature you guys recognize as a native to the Underdark, usually, though you don't know if that's actually where you're at. But it's acting, well, it goes on to say, I can see all of your thoughts in your minds, especially yours. They're written clear as day.
As he points to Mary Jane.
Yes, as he points to Mary Jane, who just hit that big bong. But there is something I cannot read in your minds, something I should very much like to know. You'll be stuck here for longer than you realize, Cardinals. So tell me, what do you want to get back to? What draws you back to the land you knew, the land that you belong to?
Well, you see...
Hey, hold on.
Oh, all right, man. Just...
I go.
Why do you call us cardinals?
Yeah, isn't that like a bird or something?
Make a quick charisma check.
Oh, shit. I don't have charisma. Someone else make it.
What'd you roll?
A 5.
All right, you end up kind of blurting out just Cardinals. Why? The Nothic doesn't understand it. He's like,
I go.
yes,
Cruknuk
Cardinals.
the Wisest must know.
I go. Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywog, must spread knowledge of Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywog.
A noble quest indeed. One that may take you farther than you realize, young frog. And what about the others?
So, like as I was saying, except before I was rudely interrupted, I don't like this whole metal thing. The whole metal box is still, like, that's not natural, man. Like,
And
what
you give
was...
some sidelong glances to Brewigan.
Like, this ain't right. I want a tree, man. Like, can I just see another tree? Like, where's the tree in here?
So your whole goal is to just get to a tree? What will you do when you get there?
Well, I'm gonna protect it, that's what.
So any tree you come across, you're just going to stay there forever?
It's all the trees, man. So, like, that first tree, that's my first member of the Mary Jane Protection Agency, Like...
I'll buy it, I suppose. A noble venture to try to save a forest or start one. And what about you, strange metal creature?
My home holds memories that give me a reason to keep on living. Otherwise, I would have tried to find a way to no longer be just some metal creation. But I also have a question for you. Why do you call us cardinals?
You already roll a charisma check real fast.
Oh my fucking god!
We're trying to get information. That's what you do with a persuasion check.
A 10.
I've quite forgotten, actually. That's what I call everybody.
If I had a mouth, if Brewigan had a face, he'd be scowling.
As such, a little bit of steam smokes out of your teapot. Well...
So while he's talking, Cruknuk is going to go grab the miner's pick that I have on Jedediah, and I'm just going to start picking at the door. Just the big stone slab.
All right, well, as the Nothic is talking, it's periodically interrupted by you just banging against the door. The pickaxe is having no effect on it. Well, I suppose... you have answered my questions. I can say they weren't exactly what I expected. But I suppose it's time for me to open that door. If you could move aside, good frog, as he skillfully clambers his way down the junk.
As you move towards Cruknuk, he goes, "That is a wise decision," and he moves back.
All right.
Wow, I have lots of questions, but because I'm Brewigan, I'm not going to say them. Because this guy...
All right.
You wanna go?
This is
big
player
metal
to
beast.
player. This isn't.
The Nothic goes up to the door and starts inscribing strange sigils on it. You can't quite see him because he's blocking it mostly, but you could try to get a look if you really wanted to.
Yes, I want to see.
All right. Make it quick. Okay, yeah, you just move to the side to get a better look at it. What he's inscribing are 6 dots and a diamond
Oh
in
my
the center.
God.
As he does this, or as they do this, the door cracks, separates from the wall, grinding forward before shifting to the left, revealing a small tunnel leading down into darkness.
Wow.
Before they let you through, though, the Nothic says, "Remember what you told me, for too many have lost sight of it in here." And then he scrambles away into the junk, laughing maniacally.
I'd like to make a mild note that Cruknuk lied to him.
Cool.
Okay, we'll have to wonder what Cruknuk's true purpose of getting back is.
What? The Nothic said that he could read our thoughts.
Yeah.
Cruknuk is far too wise for such silly, trivial.
I like how you didn't get to run deception checks, and I like how we didn't get to ask him anything. But I actually don't like it. It makes me mad.
Do you guys head down the tunnel then?
Where else are we gonna fucking go?
All right.
I march onward. I just march in.
All right.
Where did this Nothic crawl into?
The junk.
The junk?
Just the junk. Off to the left side, just straight into the junk. It was really, really weird. It was like on all fours, just kind of scrambled into the junk and then disappeared.
Brewigan
Is there a
calls
hole
out,
left?
"Goodbye, Nothic."
There was at first, but as he scrambles and shifts more junk, it kind of seals itself. There's like an old cart that falls down in front of it.
His little hole.
Wait, you said bye, Nothic?
Yes.
Farewell! All right, and you guys start walking down this darkened tunnel to some unknown destination. With the Nothic's words echoing in your mind, you walk through the door down a passage for about 20 feet before entering a small room.
Does Cruknuk feel that this is 20 feet?
Of course, but he says nothing.
Is there like anything growing on the walls? Like,
No, the walls are super clean and barren.
this is disgraceful. This isn't natural, man.
It's surprising because of all the filth he came from with the junk piles, actually, that this tunnel's so...
Might I remind you that stone and metal are from the ore of the earth?
Yeah, but like it belongs in the core of the earth, all right? Just stay down there. That's like not cool.
I didn't say core.
The same difference, all right?
The walls of the tunnel, if you had to say, appear to be made of the same strange material that the pillar was made out of that you arrived on.
Oof.
Anyways, you walk down for about 20 feet before entering a small room. As you enter, a door slides shut behind you, trapping you inside. Only the green flame of Brewigan illuminates the hexagonal room.
Hey.
6 rounded crystals are embedded in the floor, and they encircle a diamond-shaped recession. As you stand there, one of the embedded crystal lights up, a bright orange, illuminating the room.
Looks like some cool shit.
As it does, the diamond shape glows faintly with the same light. However, the light is not what garners your attention. What does are the shadows that peel away from the wall with a sinister life of their own. Roll for initiative,
Oh, Jesus.
as the very darkness of this room rises up to fight you.
Fucking 7.
What'd you roll? Keep track of your initiative. We'll get to it in just a sec. Let me find my marker, and I usually keep track of initiative on a whiteboard, which is very handy because you end up erasing initiative a lot. All right, Brewigan, what was your initiative?
7.
7 for Brewigan. Cruknuk?
I have 12.
12 for Cruknuk. And Mary Jane?
That's a critical failure.
No.
All right, so a fat old 1 for Mary Jane.
Yep.
All right, since it's a critical failure, You will also lose your first round of combat.
Yeah, I'm just like fascinated with this orange glow of the crystals. Wow, man, nature's beautiful.
It's not even nature.
According to you.
And let's see, the shadows have an initiative of 19 plus 2 for 21. The shadows were ready.
Goodness.
Yeah, they were waiting.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so
Cahoots with that weird thing.
there are two shadows in the room. Their names are Larry and Jerry. Larry's on the left side, and Jerry's on the right side.
Are they twins?
They might be. Who knows? Either way, Larry rushes forward to try to envelop. So it's basically just a living shadow that just moves through the room. And it rushes forward to try to envelop. We're going to roll a dice to see who it targets first.
Gross.
You, Cruknuk. It just tries to envelop your slimy persona.
Oh, no.
It rolled a 17 plus 4.
You aren't
I
slimy
assume
enough.
that hits your armor class, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you're dealt. So it just kind of like passes through you pretty much. And as it does, you feel your strength just kind of drain away. And you feel necrotic damage start to eat away at you.
No.
You take 2d6 plus 2 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That could kill me.
11 damage.
No!
I am on 1 health.
1 health!
Hans,
He's like a shriveled up
what?
The shadows are powerful. Cruknuk, all your slime is gone.
No.
You stand there just shriveled up. They can see your bones.
You
like
dried him.
Jeez, he's like
Wait.
a frog raisin now.
Hans.
Yeah?
Tell me what Spare the Dying does, please.
Spare the Dying
Yes.
is a cantrip that if someone is on the ground dying at the moment, you can cast that and they will not have to make death saving throws. They will be stabilized.
Sweet. What does Sanctuary do?
Sanctuary? Let me find it in the player's handbook real fast.
Because I took cleric spells for a fucking reason.
I'm pretty sure Sanctuary is going to create a safe space, but it has to be done out of combat. Or maybe not. It's a bonus action to cast, and you ward a creature within range against attack. Till the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they have to choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect from area attacks. And if the warded creature makes an attack that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends.
Okay, so my Sanctuary could affect these shadow creatures because they don't do area attacks.
They don't do area attacks. Yeah, so if you cast Sanctuary on a person, though, like an ally. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So that was Larry that attacked Cruz, or that attacked Cruknuk. So it's standing right next to Cruknuk and Jebediah at the moment. And then Jerry comes out and comes towards you, Mary Jane.
What?
It wafts through the air towards you, attempting to just pass through you with its shadowy essence. What's your armor class?
12.
12. It rolled an 11 and gets a +4 to hit.
Damn.
So it passes through you, and you also feel your life force start to shrivel away. How much health do you have?
7.
7? All right, it deals
Oh boy.
7 damage to you.
Oh no.
You guys.
Just fall
Mary
down.
Jane, your life force just drains away from you, and you fall to the ground unconscious.
Do shadows take poison damage?
Yeah? Oh, no, they don't.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Poison is one of the worst damage types in this game.
Yeah.
So many monsters have immunity to poison. It's kind of ridiculous.
That's stupid.
Anyways, you will now have to start making death saving throws on your turn. Cruknuk, it's your turn. Oh, after the shadows make a turn, another of the crystals in the floor lights up. So there's now 2 of the crystals embedded in the floor that are glowing orange.
Is this a waiting game? Are we waiting for all the crystals to glow? What's happening?
I don't know, but it's Cruknuk's turn.
What if that's like my soul in there? Because I.
No!
So I think because he's so close to me and Jedediah, I think Jedediah is going to also attack him.
Oh, this sucks too. Because I was probably the only one with a healing spell. I had healing word.
Oh, shit.
So Jedediah is going to attack, and he's going to try and donkey kick him.
All right. Are you rolling for you first or Jedediah?
That's a good question. Guess I was rolling for Jedediah.
Okay, Jedediah lets loose he's a donkey, right?
Yeah.
A good old ee-haw before kicking with its back legs at the shadow creature. What'd you roll?
Rolled a 2.
It's
It's a 8.
Jedediah's legs pass straight through it and do nothing to it.
Oh
All right, now it's your turn, Cruknuk.
Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywogs, says, "Be gone!" And he swings his.
You could use your radiant. You're a paladin, right? Do you have? Oh, you don't have
have
divine
anything
smite.
yet,
Yeah, that's right.
no. That's second level, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay,
15.
a 15 that hits.
Hey.
Your hammer collides with something solid within the shadow.
Oof.
Oof.
Does it feel fleshy or is it
9.
like metallic?
Just solid.
What?
Well, I don't know what the feeling of a shadow is like when you hit it with a
Well,
hammer.
is it like solid, or is it biological being solid?
It's biological being
Okay.
solid. It's shadow solid. And you were fighting Larry, who was coming at you. How much damage did you deal again?
I have questions.
9?
The very first personality trait on Brewigan sheet is observant.
Observe it. You hear a crushes him.
All right, so the shadow takes some damage. 16 minus 9 is 5, right? Yeah. All right, shadow's looking pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Yeah, so is everyone else in this room.
Yep. All right, after Cruknuk's turn, another of the crystals lights up. Bling. The room's getting brighter. The diamond in the center is glowing brighter with each crystal that lights up. Brewigan, you're up.
Yes. Okay. So, you said that spare the dying is a bonus action, yeah?
Spare the dying. Let me check it out real fast.
You said it. I'm going off of that assumption. If you please say it's a bonus action.
Spare the dying, 1 action.
Crap.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't cast Sanctuary on you this term, Cruknuk. I have to cast Spare the Dying on Mary Jane. Yes.
All right. So you rush up to Mary Jane, and you place a hand on his barely breathing form. You spare him from dying.
Nice.
You no longer have to make death saving throws, but you're still unconscious.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And none of us have health potions, right?
No, not yet.
What the?
All right.
I think that's my turn. Say it.
All right. Mary Jane, you're up. You're unconscious right now, but I'll give you what?
You said I'm up, but I'm also down.
Yeah, you're up, but you're down. You're unconscious right now, but I'll give you a chance to try to wake up.
Really?
Make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can, wake up from the sounds of battle around you.
Wake up!
Wow. Wake up! Wake up! Table. 15.
15? You wake up. You have 1 hit point, and you gasp back to life, staring straight into the tea kettle of brew again.
Oh, dude, that was one bad
Trip. You also notice that Brewigan had touched you. It leaves a painful mark on you, as you are made of metal, and druids can't hardly stand the feeling of metal again.
I renounce that as a druid player. I renounce that.
What? But you are grateful that.
I am grateful that I was spared.
What do you want to do?
Do you think, Mary Jane, do I think I can entangle a shadow?
Entangle?
It has to be touching the ground, doesn't it? Aren't these things flying around?
No, they're still on the ground. They're connected to the ground. But also, Entangle is a huge spell. It's going to take up the whole room.
That's true.
I have a question.
Yeah?
So, McFucking, as these lights are turning on, are the shadows starting to dissipate?
Not dissipate. If anything, the lights, just having 1 light on has taken away the shadow's damage reduction. Because usually shadows are very incorporeal, and even if you hit them with a weapon, it doesn't deal a lot of damage. But Cruz's hammer strike dealt what it should deal to a normal humanoid. So, if anything, the lights are helping, but they aren't causing the shadows to dissipate.
Okay.
All right, so healing word is a bonus action. So I'm just gonna tell myself, it's all gonna be all right, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna regain those hit points.
Take a quick healing word on yourself. How much does it regain?
1d4 plus
Your spellcasting modifier.
modifier.
You've got a...
+5.
All right.
Yeah, spell attack bonus, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a druid, so it's +3.
D4 plus 3. Let's see
All
it.
right. That's a 5.
You regain 5 health.
Woo!
You can feel life start to blossom back within you, back from the cold embrace of these shadows.
All right, I'm back in the game, bruh. So I could bring out my quarterstaff, and I'm gonna smack a fool, the one that Cruz hit.
All right, Larry?
Larry.
All right, you go for Larry. It's a small room, so, like, you don't really have to move at all. You're pretty much just all there in a mess of flailing limbs and passing shadows. All right, roll to see as you swing your quarterstaff through the air at the darkened figure before you.
All right. I rolled a 17. That is a 21.
That's
total.
a hit. The shadow does not dodge, and you can feel it connect with its soft, squishy shadow center.
Wonderful. So I'll roll a d8. That is 6 damage.
6 damage. The shadow lets loose a shriek before dissipating.
Wow. What?
They aren't that strong, but they deal a lot of damage.
Apparently so.
That's
All right.
a lot of damage.
After your turn, Mary Jane, the fourth of the lights flares up in the room. There's 2 that are still out, but the room's getting very bright, and there's only one shadow left, Jerry, who hasn't taken any damage, and it is their turn. Jerry rushes towards you, Brewigan. Shadow's a little hurt.
Yeah, better fucking be.
All right, it rushes at you, and it rolls a 4.
Ha!
What?
Yeah.
What?
It tries passing through you, but the light from your fire is just too bright. It shrieks away from it. All right, Cruknuk, you're up.
So first, Jedediah's gonna try and kick this one too.
Jedediah lets loose a kick.
11?
No hit.
No hit.
It passes, just barely passes through the shadow.
And I think Cruknuk is gonna try and grab onto the shadow.
Cruknuk's gonna try to grab a shadow?
That sounds
Cruknuk says if I can hit it, I can grab it.
All right.
sounds unwise.
Well, Cruknuk is the wisest. The shadow rolled a 16. Yeah, 16.
Cruknuk rolled a 15.
Rip.
The shadow manages to bat you away.
Is there a dexterity bonus?
No.
Nah.
That's what the shadow used to get away. Anyways, after Cruknuk's turn... After the shadow's turn, actually, a second light lit up, and then after your turn, the 6th light lights up. The room starts to hum with a great energy, even as the diamond in the center glows to a blinding, blinding light. It starts to pulse its blinding white glow as the rest of the orbs glow orange. You have to shield your eyes as it gets brighter and brighter. The shadow, Jerry, screeches as the light tears its very essence apart. A thrumming starts to pulse in your ears as energy starts to crackle around you. And then, with a mighty crack, the room is empty. But you aren't in the room anymore.
Wow.
Falling. That's all you can understand as your consciousness returns. Tumbling, rolling in the air. Flashes of color go by. Is it the ground? A building? You can't tell as you spiral faster and faster downwards, and then splash! Your free fall is interrupted by a sudden meeting with water.
No!
You stand up swiftly, sputtering and dripping. This won't affect you. It's a
Okay.
very shallow pool. Furnaceborn, if they fall into deep water or have to swim, they'll suffer a level of exhaustion for each minute that they're in water. You stand up swiftly, sputtering and dripping water. As you blink your eyes and readjust your senses, you see where your sudden fall has brought you. You stand in a diamond-shaped pool in the middle of a courtyard surrounded by crudely constructed buildings. A ceiling of stone rises above you about 50 feet up. Around you, elves, dwarves, human, dragonborn, gnomes, orcs, and more races than you ever thought could be in one space stand, going about their business, haggling prices and selling goods in a type of market that's in the courtyard. Not one single soul is concerned that 3 adventurers just fell from the sky and splashed into the fountain. You stand there a little awkwardly, dripping water, before a voice breaks the tension. "What ho, Cardinals?" You turn to see a halfling clambering up onto the side of the pool. She pulls out a pair of reading glasses and a small travel pamphlet and begins to read off of it. "Welcome, travelers, to a brand new world, one filled with blah, blah." Oh, what am I reading this for? She chucks the pamphlet to the side before saying, "This is the city of Orifuge, capital and center of the great dungeon Morphille. Now, get out of that fountain. You all look like bloody fools." And
I sit in the fountain.
It feels pretty good. What's with everyone calling us cardinals? I swear.
Cardinals? Oh, it is the term for newly arrived adventurers in the dungeon, coined a long time ago. We've forgotten who did it exactly, but it stuck around.
There you go, Brewigan.
Thanks.
Anyways, it is my duty to take new arrivals on a tour of the city, a tour of Orifuge. So if you'll follow me, I'll take you on a tour.
Could we ask your name?
Yes, my name is, Hairbear.
Hairbear.
Hairbear. It's all in the trill of the R's, please.
My spout blows a little steam.
Now, would you please get out of the fountain? Some people drink out of here.
I get out.
She looks directly at the frog that's kind of like happily splashing in it.
I like slowly just kind of creep towards the edge of the fountain and like hop out.
You land with a soft splash. Hairbear starts walking onward into the city. You follow her, and she starts just explaining. She starts pointing out buildings like, over there is the blacksmith's forge, there's the basic goods shop, there's Tom's shop, but he's not always there. He has good stuff when he's there, though. And over there is the mayor's office, and where you came from was the courtyard. There's also the 6 doors. But you'll probably find out about them later. They're scattered around. Yes? She nods to Brewigan, who just raised their hand. You don't have to raise your hand, you know. This isn't school. It's a dungeon.
So the courtyard that we just came from, is it in a diamond formation with a circle?
No, the fountain was a diamond.
Okay.
But the whole, from the tour around the small city, you can tell that the whole room is a circle.
Okay. We had no memories when we were found ourselves in that pillar. Do you know anything of the origin of this place? Or?
Oh, well, nobody had any memories when they came here. That's usually how it all came. I suppose you deserve a short history lesson.
Thank you.
No one knows who the first arrival to the dungeon Morphille was, but they arrived in the manner that everyone else did, stuck on a strange, featureless pillar, and had to wind their way through a great field. Back then, according to them, it wasn't covered in junk, though. I don't believe that one bit. But anyways, they were teleported to this great square here. Once they got to that strange room with the lights and all. I've seen it, don't worry, we all have. And yes, they saw that the room was empty at the time, because no one had built any buildings. They were the first person here. Rumor has it that they met someone on the way, though I'm afraid who it was has been forgotten to time. Anyways, they saw the 6 doors, and they guessed that it was their duty to go and adventure out and find something within the 6 doors. Naturally, they did no such thing, and they just waited here trying to eke out a simple existence. As they did, more and more adventurers came, teleported in the exact same format. Some of them stayed here in the central courtyard to help build this, the capital city of Orifuge, and some ventured off into the other 6 doors. And yes, we've eked out a pretty good existence here, I'd say. Orifuge is of course the capital, and there's a couple other cities, but yes, any other questions?
Wait, you said there's more than... I'm sorry. Somebody else asked a question. I've been asking a lot.
So, no one's tried a door before?
No, we've tried doors.
Okay.
We've tried several of the doors. There's the green door that leads to a nice grassland region, pretty much. It's still in the dungeon, though. It's a little strange. You could get lost there pretty easily, thinking it is the outside world, until you wind up face smack against a wall of stone that's been colored like the sky. But anyways, there are natural resources in all of the doors, and the different cities there. We've set up a small trade economy. The fishers in the blue door will give us food from the ocean, and we'll give them items in exchange from the blacksmith and such. And the different regions all have their own exports. But yes, I haven't had to give this tour in quite a while, so forgive me if it's rusty. You're the first cardinals to arrive in a long time.
Cruknuk licks his eyeball, and I use my lay on hands to restore 5 health.
All right, that sounds fine.
I'm just walking around at 1.
As far as places to stay go, there is an inn here, but it's pretty much full all the time. One thing you might want to do, though, is trade in those pretty necklaces you have. They're the trade system around here. Gold, of course, has a small amount of value, but if you want anything that's really, really valuable, those necklaces are the primary economy that we've set up here. Cruknuk clutches at his pretty tight.
So wait, what's a rough estimate of the number of people that are in this dungeon in total, including in the 6 doors in their cities?
Oh my, I'm afraid that wasn't on my tour guide lessons. See, the tour guide has been kind of a novelty for the past several years, as no new cardinals has shown up, but we just keep it there, just in case, which came in handy this day. I must say, I'm very surprised to see you. Yeah, I'll be going now if you don't have any other questions. Got to make sure no other cardinals show up, I suppose. But yes, like I said, the inn is full, but there is a small sleeping area towards the brown door near the back of the room. It's just where everyone goes who can't afford the inn. You'll probably go there, unless you trade in your necklaces, of course. There's the depot. We'll trade gold for your necklaces.
Cruknuk says, "Where does the brown door lead to?"
The brown door? The desert area. No one really goes there. There's not much there. There's a very, very small town there, if I remember right, but we haven't had contact with them in quite a while. They're a little bit on their own. You know, not very social.
I perception check. What's above us?
A ceiling.
A ceiling. Is there any holes or like?
No, it's just a ceiling made of stone.
Okay.
Please tell me there's like some sort of plant around here.
A plan?
Plant.
Oh, plant! Well, like I said, there's the grass, there's the green door,
right.
And there's also the dark green door. We haven't exactly come up with the best names for them, but one of them leads to a grassland and the other one to a jungle.
So they're not. It's not like plants carved to look like plants.
No,
right?
surprisingly, it is actual life, just strangely contained inside this dungeon. No one knows who built the dungeon or why we're here exactly, actually. It seems to be a rather important feature missing from it, but, you know.
So, is there any hint of a way out? Anything no one's tried, too scared to try?
Well, the great, great old legends, actually, they aren't actually legends, it's pretty much just inscribings on the wall, show somebody or adventurers bringing globes from each of the 6 doors, pretty much, as far as we can decipher, to the middle of the courtyard, the diamond there, and as far as we can tell, that would open up a portal that would take us all home. But in the thousands of years that we've all been here, no one has seen heads or tails of not one of the globes. Many have died trying, though. Don't you worry. That's why most of us are content to just live here.
Cruknuk, wisest of the Bullywogs, will bring you these globes.
I mean, don't bring me them. I don't have any use for them. The mayor would, though.
Where's
Then I will see the mayor.
All right. The county house where they sort out all the trading matters and stuff is over there. She points to in the city to a big building. It's the best of the ramshackle big buildings. Most of them are made out of just crappy building materials, broken wood, that kind of stuff.
I make big long jumps all the way there.
That's the halfling whispers to Brewigan and Mary Jane. That Bullywog's an odd one, isn't he?
He's the wisest.
He is the wisest, though.
I'm not one to question the wise Bullywog. Your donkey slowly plods
Yeah, I
after
figured.
you.
I go, Jedediah, come to me.
Well, if there's anything I can help you do, don't hesitate to ask. Once again, my name is Harber, and I'll be in the courtyard most of the time. I'll probably take some breaks now and then, because I don't expect any other cardinals will be coming. In fact, I'm probably not going to be in the courtyard. Look for me in the bar before you look for me in the courtyard.
Okay. Brewigan nods.
All right. Well, farewell. All right, you guys are stuck in the middle of this strange city, deposited inside a dungeon with 1,000 other souls that have been deposited just like yourself. And with that, until next time on Rolled Out. Thanks for listening to the first episode, everyone. If you liked it, make sure to tune in next week for the second one. Also, if you want to see some fun behind-the-scenes pictures of us playing, character fan art, and even some sneak peeks at next week's session, follow us on Instagram at DND_rolled_out. Additionally, if any of you have suggestions for the campaign, or even questions about running your own, feel free to email us at dndrolledout@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Once again, thank you, and be sure to come back next week for more exciting action.